Three.
Hello.
Hello. How would you check that the indicators in the hazard lights are working?
So you put the hazard lights on and check around it.
Just walk around and check. That's really good. So that's the way of checking the hazard lights working. Thank you. And how would you check that the brake lights are working?
Well, to check if the brake lights are working, the driver has to push down on the brake pedal, and someone has to go around the car and check if the lights are working.
Excellent. Thank you. And how would you check that the power steering's working?
So if the steering feels heavy, the system may be broken or something.
Excellent. And then when we switch the engine on, how should it feel like? Do you know?
So it should feel light and easy.
Light and easy. Excellent. Well done. And how would you check that how would you switch the rear fog lights on? I'm going to switch the engine on and see if it's on neutral. So how do we switch the rear
So
fog
you
lights?
check, just press this button here.
Yeah, and we can see the yellow light going on the dashboard, can't we? That's great. And do you know when we use the fog lights, when visibility is below a certain amount?
So it should be below 100 meters.
That's great. And then we put that on. Great. And then how do we switch it off again? Do you know? Excellent. That's great. Thank you. And how would you just tell me how you change your headlamp from dip to main? So at the moment it's on the green light, so it's on dipped, isn't it? So how do we check that? How do you change that to main beam? Yeah, that's great. And if that's it, if you let go, it goes on to the blue light now. So how do you switch it back to the dip beam again?
The same thing.
Excellent. That's really, really good. Well done. Really good. So I'm just going to switch this off, and then we're going to look under the bonnet. Is that okay? So we're just going to pull the switch for the bonnet release.
And in the Vauxhall Corsa, to open a bonnet, you would have to flip this switch. But in other cars it might be different.
Excellent. Yeah, so it's just down there. You actually have to have the door open to do that, which is a bit weird, but yeah.
And once you open up the hood,
That's great.
make sure it's securely
Excellent, that's great. So there's 4 fluids, so we'd like to tell me about the 4 fluids that we need to check.
Okay, first, the oil.
Yeah, the engine oil, that's great. And then,
engine oil.
sorry.
With the engine oil, if you recently had the engine on and on the surface it feels quite hot, don't mess with it. Only do it when it feels cool or cold, because if you do touch it right now, it'll probably burn your hands and the oil might go everywhere.
Yeah, you just got to be careful. We can do it, but just be careful. That's really good. And then what else is there that we need to look at? What other fluids?
Another fluid is the engine coolant.
Excellent. Do we have to, can we open that? So can we open that now? Do you know?
No, we cannot, because it's going to be hot, and when you touch it, it's going to burn your hands, and don't really mess with it that much.
Good. Thank you. And so that's 2 of the 4 fluids. So what else do we need to look at? Oh, that's 3, isn't it? So we've got 1 more.
We can look at the brake fluid, which you should not really mess with your own unless if you're a professional with car parts and all that, because the fluid is quite dangerous in there. If the fluid looks like it's quite low, then go to your nearest car mechanic, and they can check for any leaks or anything like that.
Excellent. Really, really good. That's it. So there's one more fluid left, isn't there? So
There's the windscreen cleaner, which it's safe to open even when the engine was on recently, and you can add more fluid in so that you can clean your windscreen on the go.
Excellent, thank you.